Something about the rhythm and
yeah, something like that.
Course in Miracles.
Yeah, Course in Miracles, rhythm, and other stuff like that, and music. And okay, if I wander around with this, am I good? Don't point at the speaker. Okay, it's right here. Be good if it's whatever. Anyway, so, oh yeah, by the way, how many people, raise your hand if you have read the article that's written up there? Okay, well, you're all delinquent. You're not going to understand anything.
What's new?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to appeal to lesson number 3. I do not understand anything I see. So, all right. So, oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to talk about like, kind of the rhythm and the Course in Miracles. It's like it's in like iambic pentameter, that kind of thing, and that kind of stuff. And I guess the first thing I could mention is like the irony, like how ironic it is like for me to be the one talking about this, because it's like that, like the musical stuff is like not really me. People who know me or remember me, or especially from like the early, my first year or two at the academy, I was like Mr. Mathematics and computers and analytical, and not into music and stuff. And in fact, the first year or two I was at the academy, I remember like the master teacher when he came in and like he was like sharing the light with everybody and like having confrontations occasionally, whoever, but then like he'd like be addressing different people, and then he'd see me and he'd like stiffen up, like a robot, and he'd come over and look me in the eye and say, "Did you figure it out yet?" And he'd go and whatever, shit relate with other people and stuff. Anyway, so like yeah, why me doing this? Who knows? Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna review the stuff that on the article on my website a little bit, but then build a little more. So let's see, where to get started was oh yeah, I've talked a little bit about like my history with the Course in Miracles, and I guess I bought it by mistake, literally. And if I knew what it said, I would never have opened it. And I started reading it and then closed it, and came back to like a year later and closed it again. But then it was actually in New Zealand when I kind of started reading it, like kind of getting into it real seriously, and then I was sailing yachts around the Southwest Pacific and to 7 Seas of Indonesia and working as crew, and so like I remember I was really into like doing the lessons at that point. And I remember I was working day and night, and so I was waiting until like dawn in the morning, like 4 or 5 a.m. I was like waiting for there to be daylight so I could actually start the next lesson. I was excited doing that. So I guess the next step, I was riding a bicycle across Asia, and oh yeah, I remember I had the lesson for the day like on my handlebar, so I could just kind of let it percolate all day long, which is kind of cool. And another step, I guess in Nepal, I did a trek. I was walking for a month, carried a backpack, and that was great. I just like had nothing to do all day but meditate. Like it was kind of like cycling across Asia. A lot of it was just the meditation time. Then I guess another step, I was in India, and I had a spontaneous spiritual devastation experience and spiritual awakening experience, and ended up going into the jungle and living in an ashram there, and eventually then came to the US, and after a while found the Endeavor Academy, and that's the basic story there, right? So then, where's this rhythm stuff come in? I remember there was a guy, Michael, he was from Australia. He was like as the music teacher at the academy at some time, and I remember hanging out with him in the library at the academy, and he told me some stuff, and he pointed out to me like, hey, A Course in Miracles is actually in iambic pentameter and blank verse, and explained it to me and stuff, and showed me, and then he got this like computer, this computer thing with a file on it with Course in Miracles and the text in the workbook and stuff. And so he went through the whole thing, and he could take like 10 syllables, and then you hit return, and then 10 syllables again, hit return. So he went through the whole course and developed this thing with so it looked like it was in the form of poetry, that kind of thing, right? And I think he actually published that, right? So then, I guess the next step, a few years later, Ray Como published some books about rhythm and rhyme or whatever in Course in Miracles, and PhD type stuff and really cool stuff, right? And I heard about that, but me, I'm not into the music and stuff like that. It's not my thing. But then, I guess several years later, Jimmy Twyman produced a bunch of 365 songs for each of the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and so I was really excited about that. I really learned. It was really cool. So that's when I wrote this series of articles on my website. So I don't have anything to do with all these great men and their great works, except that I'm pretty good at writing, and not great, pretty good. I'm an author. I've written a few books, So I wrote these articles on my website, which were good, but then I had the good fortune of actually then being able to schedule an appointment with Ray and to go to his house, and he used his masterful ability to edit these. So that's why for all of you who read this article on the website, it'll make sense to you because Ray helped with all that editing. So.
Yeah.
So thank you. Actually, let's all give a real good round of applause to Ray, not only for helping me with that editing, but also for a lifetime of beautiful contributions. So let's see. I would invite Jimmy to come and talk a little about what he's produced with all these amazing music and songs, etc.
It's me again. Okay. Thank you so much, LeRoy, to bring attention, and you, Ray. Wow, I mean, just the knowledge that the iambic pentameter, that from the very beginning this was encoded. Last week, Vicki and I were in Holland for a conference, and my roommate in the hotel was John Mundy. And so I thought, I've got John Mundy in my room. I'm going to ask him as many questions as I can think, because he's really the only one left that knew Helen very well. And I asked him, at what point did they realize that this was coming through in iambic pentameter? And he said he doesn't know when, but it wasn't right away. In fact, what happened was Helen, in the beginning, someone made the comment that she couldn't write a phone message without editing it. She edited everything. And so when she would receive Jesus's scribe, she would scribe his message. She would go back and she would change a word because she didn't like the way he said that. But then she said in a later interview that when she was scribing, he would refer to a particular subject in the same way. So they went back and put his words back in the original way, taking out her edits. And this is when they began to realize this is a code. This is in a pattern. And that's all music is. Music is a pattern. It's math.
Yes.
And being a musician, I really responded to that. And then one day, I don't know, was it 10, 11 years ago, I was just playing around, and my favorite lesson is 188. The peace of God is shining in me now. Iambic pentameter. So I decided to put that to music, and I recorded it in my studio, And I immediately sent it to Vicki. And I said, Vicki, I really like this. Do you think I should do all 365 lessons? And of course she said, absolutely, yes, absolutely. So I'm like, great, thank you. Now I've got to write 364 more songs. Well, I've done that 3 times now. I've put all the lessons in the workbook to music 3 different times. The last time being the dance version. If you want to have some fun with the chorus, just go to YouTube and type in ACIM dance, and they'll all come up. But we thought, just because this is not about just information, this is about an experience. Everything we do here is about the experience. So we wanted to bring you into the experience. So I thought what we would do is share together that first, what I think of as a lightning bolt. When I first recorded that lesson 188, it was like a lightning bolt struck, and when I called Vicki, she felt the energy of that. And since then, so many people have shared that. So I'm going to invite you all to stand.
Good, I was going to try to get everybody to exercise, so here we go.
So I want you to take a deep breath and move and allow yourself to take a deep breath. The peace of God is shining.
The peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God 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 is shining in me now. The peace of God 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 is shining in me now.
There's only one reason for us left to be here. That is to shine that light. The peace of God is shining in each one of us right now. But unless we open up that light and let it shine, we never leave the world of the ego's perception. This is the moment. There is no other but now. So let that light shine from this room out to this sound, out to the entire universe. Here we go.
Shining in me now, 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 shining in me now. Shining in me now, shining in me now, shining in me
doing shows right now. Very nice shot.
Thank you. Yo.
Peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God 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 is shining in me now. The peace of God 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 is shining in me now.
You're pretty shiny.
All right.
Christ.
We
Cool.
sit down
Thank
now?
you, Jimmy.
Thank you, James.
All right, I'm going to talk some more and get everybody bored now. So, yeah, that was awesome. And actually, it just reminded me of something kind of a little interesting little story that I'll get to the point soon, right? So I have a CD that I guess Jimmy must have published because it has like 10 songs from the course, like that one on it. And I play it in my car sometimes. One time I was playing this song in my car, and I was given a ride to a friend, Anthony. He's one of the top ultramarathon runners in the world. We were in Colorado. And so this song was playing, and he looked at me and said, "Yeah, that's LeRoy, the peace of God is shining." So anyway, that was fun. Actually, Anthony, he has a great documentary. He ran 250 miles in 11 days from Durango, Colorado to Santa Orla de Chimayo in New Mexico, which is really cool documentary. Anyway, enough of that commercial. So back to the talk. Oh, actually, here's another thing, right? I recommend you read the article that is listed here for a few reasons, right? It's really well written and it has a lot of cool stuff in it. It's really good. But also, if you go to my website, you'll find like an email address for me and a phone number. And I would love to hear from people. And come visit me in Arkansas. And actually, I'm working with some others. We're like looking to start a community in Arkansas too. We're looking at a piece of property right now, considering that 65 acres. And so maybe we'll have property already in October. That's now, this month. So anyway, all right, back to the talk, right? So yeah, here's like the levels of what is in the words or the text of A Course in Miracles, right? There's like I feel there's like all these different levels. One level is like the words, and the words then have these sentences. In sentences there's like meanings. There are concepts, put together into sentences, and so there's that conceptual level. And but there are other levels, and really what the Course is about is like, you can read about all these concepts, and that doesn't really get you anywhere. The Course itself says that it's really about having an experience, right? And so here's another level here is that there's this like rhythm going on that like that you wouldn't, it wasn't apparent to begin with, right? There's this rhythm and you can like, it can go to music, right? But there's this other level where it actually like has this like energetic vibration in there somehow. I don't get it. There's these different levels, and so like you can actually just be like reading through the book, and somehow that energy, that vibration actually gets you into the flow, and you then get into that experience. And like this is what what I was taught at the academy is like you're reading through whatever chapter, and you get you get into that flow, and you get into that experience. You just put the book down, because then you're there. So let's see, what else did I want to say about all that? I don't know. I've prepared really carefully for this, as you can tell. Actually, okay. I want to get to now kind of that was all like you can read the article, and there's all sorts of really good stuff in the article, right? But really what I wanted to get to is like I wrote that article like 10 years ago, or I don't know, a long time ago. I think Ray helped me with the editing like 5 years ago. That's another good reason to read it, because you can actually like it makes sense, because Ray did the editing. It's not like other stuff that you could read that I wrote that you're like, oh God, what's something wrong? Anyway, so yeah, more recently, like a few months ago, I'm living in Arkansas, and there's people who are interested in the Course in Miracles, and they're reading the words, and they're trying to understand this sentence and that sentence, and like they're kind of missing the experience, or it's they're like it's kind of like they're like reading it, and then they're kind of like debating it, like is this really true or whatever, right? But like so there's the experience that's there. So I was wondering like how can I help people to get true value and have this be something that is transformative for their lives, right? And so I've meditated on that, and actually did get some answer, a partial answer came through, and it really came kind of like I like impressionism in art. How like in impressionism, if there's a painting, there's a bunch of dots and like splotches of paint, and if you look really close at each little dot, like you don't see the painting, right? You have to like kind of stand back and like squint your eyes and you get all kind of a fuzzy look at it, and then you see like, oh yeah, that's a beautiful landscape, right?
5 minutes.
Okay, 5 more minutes. Right, I'll wrap it up. So I kind of see like in A Course in Miracles, like what you can do is kind of like read a paragraph, and rather than trying to really analyze the details up and figure out like what does this mean? What does that mean? How do they relate? Really just kind of feel like, what's the energetic sense of this paragraph here? And then what's the energetic sense of that? Because it's going to flow. And then you go from one paragraph to another like that, and just see like, where's the energy leading me? Where is that going? And you can allow that to like wash over you, and then you get transported in this flow, and hopefully that would help to help you feel to get something from it, to get transported into that experience.
Yes.
I'm done.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.